Walter here, and I'm glad to have you here. We're going to talk about naked forex trading. In particular, what I want to talk about today, we know there are three things that we can do to find consistent profits. Number one, we can trade a system we believe in and it fits our beliefs, and we've tested it and we know it makes money, or at least it has in the past. Two, we set up our risk management rules so that we achieve what we're trying to achieve and avoid what we're trying to avoid. Usually we're talking about drawdowns or blowing up your account. That's the avoidance side, and then making a certain percentage or a certain dollar amount is the other side of that. And we're talking a lot about that in the Small Account Big Profits course, which of course you can click the link below or above this video to get in on that. And the last thing is the risk management, or is the psychology. So once we know as a trader that we should be focusing on our our execution, our risk management rules get us where we're trying to go. That's kind of like the map. And then the psychology, the trading psychology aspect of it is focusing, keeping your eyes on the ball, to use a baseball terminology. Once you know what you need to do because you've set up your system and you've set up your risk rules, then the psychology really comes down to execution. And what I want to talk about today is, how do you build up your confidence? What can you do to improve your confidence? So there are three things you can do. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my screen here. And wait, let me make sure I've got the right thingy here. So I will share screen. Yes, sir. Let's go. Okay. So what I've done here is this is a Forex tester. By the way, there are essentially three things you can do to build up your confidence. You can take somebody's word for it that a system works, or you can kind of scroll back in the chart and go, oh yeah, this would have worked. Oh yeah, awesome. I should have done this and that. And yeah, okay, I'm going to do that in the future, which is kind of what I used to do when I first started trading, which is terrible, right? No wonder it took me 4+ years to figure it out. So the other thing that you can do as a trader is you can run through an automated back test. Now, a lot of traders like to do this. I think it's a mistake unless your systems are automated. Now, if your systems are automated, I can see the value in that. And I've had discussions with traders, automated traders, about this. I believe that everyone in the end is a discretionary trader. In other words, we all kind of decide, oh, I'll buy here or I'll sell here. Because even if you're running an automated system, you decide when to turn it on and off, which is the equivalent of the discretionary trader saying, I'm going to buy here or sell here or whatever. So what I want to do here, let's see, we'll get to candlesticks. We'll zoom in so you can see this. What I want to do here is show you how in Forex Tester, I can figure out rather quickly, really, probably like in a weekend in most cases, whether or not a trading idea is going to make money. I can figure that out fairly quickly. So let's say that I see this setup here, and okay, well, let's say I see this. I was going to sell. But let's say I'll buy because I think the market's in a box. It's got a high and a low here. And I'll put my buy stop above this candle. I'll put my stop loss kind of down here. And I'll put my take profit up here. Now, there isn't a whole lot of meat on the bone. This is probably maybe a 1-to-1 reward risk ratio trade, which is not what I would like to do, really. But this is just for, education. Oh, come on, man. Really? Okay. So I'm in and I'm stopped out, okay? So that's one way that I can do this. I can simply just take a bunch of trades, run the numbers, and see if it makes money. Another thing, okay, let's say here I'm saying, you know what? I'm gonna sell. I think that the market's come down through here. It's come back up and it's done what my buddy Dennis calls a pinch trade. So I'm gonna sell down here, put my stop loss up here. And I'm going to assume that the market's broken through resist or support. It's going to find resistance now. And that's going to fall. And in this case, I would have been wrong, which is totally cool. So I could test that a lot and go, you know what? Let's see if the pinch trade works. Or I could do some sort of trend trading setup here. If I have one, I don't. Okay, so this is looking pretty bearish here. I could go like this. Right? And you may have heard the thing, this is like a trend continuation pattern here. I have a little trend line here. I put my sell stop right here. I go, okay, if the market falls lower, I'm going to sell. I put my stop loss up here. Sorry, my sell stop's down here and my stop loss is up here. You've heard the term luck is when preparation meets opportunity, something like that. I think that's what it is. Well, that's kind of what when you test a lot in one of these simulators like Forex Tester, it really builds up your confidence, because when you see these things in the market later, you're like, yeah, I've seen that before, and you understand that it really comes down to, if I do this pattern enough, and I more important, the way that I get out of my trade is going to give me a lot of profit, so it can cover all those losses, then it's going to work. And this one's going to be stopped out too. Now I would say it's consolidating. I would move my stop loss to break even on that first position here and see if it's going to go through this support or not. And I think it will, maybe. No, going to get stopped out. Okay, stopped out at break even. So now what I'll do is I'll just wait for it to break either lower or higher here. Yeah, so here I would say this is another pinch. I got a nice support floor here. Floor, floor, floor. And now look, I can sell stop right here. Put my stop loss up here. If it takes out this high, then I know that, that wasn't the turning point. The theory of this pinch trade is that once you find a very strong level and the market breaks through it, it usually comes back and touches it. And so there we are. We're in the trade. And this is a good one. Okay, finally hooked into a good one. And this is kind of how trading works. You get a lot of okay or subpar trades, and once in a while you get a good one. Now I don't really know. Whoa, I'm gonna start trailing my stop here above these swing highs, and maybe even take another position, perhaps. So we're down here on support. If I break through here, if I fall through here, oh yeah, beautiful. I'll put my stop loss there. I might look for another pinch here. Let's see if we get another pinch. No. Okay. So it had an opportunity right here to actually push off of this and give me another sell signal, but it didn't. And do you see why it didn't? Even though it gave me like an almost kangaroo tail here, it's not quite, because the close is a little bit outside the previous candle's range. But if I had put a sell stop right here below it, look, it would have never been triggered. That's the beauty of a sell stop. A sell stop enables you to avoid these losers like that. So that's an example. So this is an example of a pinch trade. I'm just curious now. Let's take a look at the history here. So I had a few losers, right? So I had, yeah, look at this. So I had a few losers. How many did I have? Two or three? Let's say three. I thought it was only two, but if I had 3 losing trades or 1 break-even result, and guess what? $200, $200, $13, and then $1,800. And that's really the key here as a trader. We have to learn to lose. Like, that's so important that we learn how to lose. If you can learn how to lose, then you're on your way as a trader. If you're not able to lose, unfortunately, it's tough. Trading's really tough if you're unable to get comfortable losing. And I believe strongly that a big part of what we do as traders is we get comfortable losing, knowing that the few winners that come our way cover our losses. I think that's an easier way, a quote, easier way to trade, not psychologically, but once you get the psychology down and you're comfortable with that and you see the math and the probabilities, that's easier to do than trying to stay on top of your game, especially if you're working a job, trading late at night or whatever. Trying to be on your game and having an 80% win rate, that is tough. Cool. That is so true. All right. Thanks. Great to have you here. If you want to join us in Small Accounts, Big Profits, it's still open. You can click the link below or above this video. I wish you happy trading, and we'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye. Hey, Yam. Hey, Ems. How's it going? See ya. Bye.